Okay, babe, go do whatever you want to do now. Just don't leave me. Good evening, friends. I'm fixing to show you a video on us making a large compost bin. But before I do that, I just wanted to come on here and say how important I think it is that you make your own compost bin of some sort, because fertilizer already is skyrocketing in price, and there's a lot of farmers are talking about the shortage, and they were talking about a shortage of fertilizer even before this Russia-Ukraine thing happened. And Russia is a very big exporter of fertilizers. That's going to affect prices and demand on it. So if you're doing any kind of gardening at all, fertilizer may become very, very hard to find later on this year. And just about anybody can make a compost pile and make your own fertilizer using household, household scraps, vegetables that may go bad, cardboard, grass clippings, leaves. You can use all that. And you can make a compost pile. If you have a yard, you can use 3 pallets. I've done that before, just 3 pallets in a box shape like this. Put your stuff in there, put you some plastic on top of it, stir it once or twice a week if you can, and before long you will have you a good compost pile going. And that will give you fertilizer for the fall or for next year when you're going to be hard pressed to find it. And with that, I want to show you a video that was from 3 months ago, before Russia ever invaded the Ukraine. And this is what they were saying then.
Global fertilizer prices remain at record high levels. Uncertainty regarding the availability and pricing of key fertilizers and the ultimate impact on the global acreage mix is a big concern among grain traders. Corn is a fertilizer-intensive crop. Some traders and analysts believe that U.S. corn acreage may decline next year because of the high prices and lack of availability. Other competing crops like soybeans, wheat, and some small grains require less fertilizer and may therefore be more attractive to some farmers. Others will contend that corn is more profitable than these competing crops even with the higher input costs. The 2022 acreage battle will certainly be interesting. Natural gas accounts for a huge chunk of the variable costs associated with fertilizer. Natural gas prices have plummeted in recent days, a factor that may help prices ease. Still, global logistics and supply chain issues will take much longer to fix.
So guys, let that soak in while you're watching the video on our compost pile, our very large compost pile. And let me know in the comments what you think about it. And let me know what you're doing to make your own compost or fertilizer. Hopefully you have a dairy farm or something like that close by to you, and you won't have to worry about it. You guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you next time. Good morning, noobs. Today we're got a lot of projects going on. The wife's working on this front kitchen window bed. She just pulled all the worn out pansies out of there. She's fixing to replace them with some petunias and some potato vine, which we didn't propagate last year, so we had to go buy some. But after she's done putting these in, we're going to take some cuttings off of it and propagate some of the petunias and some of the potato vine. So we'll have it for the backyard here in a month or so. But our main project today is we are going to put together our compost bin, a good sized compost bin. To show you what we've got going on. Interesting color. And we've got some of these. I'm blocking them. Some of these, and they're like speckled. And we got some mini tunias there. 2 different kinds of potato vine. That stuff goes crazily. And then we got a couple of other varieties of petunias here. No super petunias this year. And then we got some more plants there that we've had in the grow room, and they're ready to go out into the garden. She's had them out here all week. hardening off. And this morning already we've moved all of the tropicals out of the greenhouse out into this bed so they can start recovering and get the sprinkler system on them and everything. So that kind of filled up this bed. Tin here that I'm going to use to make the sides for our compost pile with a few T-posts. I'm going to put them out in the corner of the far yard, and there's the garden starting to grow. So I'm going to get started on this and film a little bit of the assembly. It's going to be pretty easy peasy. Oh, and I've got, for the, along with leaves and stuff we've already got out there ready to go in, I've got a half of a bed load of horse manure out of the stalls. Got some sawdust in there mixed with it, so all that's going to go in there. That should make that bed really hot. So we're going to put it right over in that corner and then move a lot of this over into there, which is probably too much here. But I'm going to cut up a bunch of those limbs and stuff, put them in there. Put a couple T-posts up and make it to where I can open it up and down so I can get in and mix it every now and then, because if you don't keep that stuff mixed up a little bit, it'll just sit there and rot real slow, and we want a fast burn. That's what the manure, well, the manure's got its own good components to it, but it will definitely help heat it up. Center of that bed might be 150, 160 degrees when it gets to cooking. So that's where we're going. Let's just continue on. See, there wasn't much to that at all. Actually, one purse pokes to work, and I can just undo those 3 little wires and I can pull this thing, pull it out this direction to get in there. And that gives me a 10 by 10 right in the corner. So now all I gotta do is mess with, get some of this in here. We're gonna put some leaves, about a foot of leaves or so, and then we'll go out there and get a couple buckets of manure, a couple 3 buckets of manure, put on top of that, and then put some more leaves and brush. Then we'll have grass clippings and everything else to go in there. Well, there you go. We got most of it in there. I've still got about a quarter of the manure left of the truck I've got to get out. And I got some leaves to rake up here, get them up in a pile, get them in there. But that's 90% of it. And it's not even half full. There's still a bunch of the back. I got to push some back to the back. There's a quick, nifty little compost bin. You don't want anything too complicated. And like I said, all I gotta do is unwire those 3 wires on this side, and I can pull it back that way. Stir it up during the year, a couple times a month maybe. Wet it down if we don't get enough rain to keep it wet down. Got some coming in a couple of days. So there we have it. Be sure to like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Noob out.